Hey everybody, Kimberly here with Harvest. This is a game that I backed on Kickstarter because I wanted that 45-minute to an hour-long strategy game. And in this case, Harvest, you are sending out your workers. Every player has these wheelbarrows and they're going to place them out. They only have 3 and there are 4 rounds in the game. And you guessed it, you get to place your wheelbarrows out one at a time in turn order out to the general store, down to the farmer's market, maybe to the fields, the trading post, or the workshop. So there are places out here on this board that tell you what everything does, but the cool thing is that players have their own player board that they are not only clearing and putting out here for purchase. That's how buildings get revealed, is from players' boards. They are just shuffled up and randomly placed into your player board. You'll clear, but then you're going to be opening up all that space, that field, to then plant. You're going to plant, tend, and harvest. So let's say you're going to plant out and you're going to take from your personal supply. You've got your wheat. Let's say I got from a previous turn some pumpkins and strawberry. I'm going to place down these guys and I'm going to put them in these spaces that I've got. This is what you do. You're going to be clearing out the forest, planting down. But you also want to, let's say here I want to buy the compost bin. Now I've got the compost bin and it goes into my player board. So this is it. This is the game. It's so fun. Again, player board keeps track of what you need to clear, where you have space to build buildings, and then where you have space to put down and plant all of your cool vegetables. Because in this game, it's a fantastically fun, fur-filled farming affair. Yeah, that's really cute. I love the alliteration there. So here's what I like. This is what I like about the game. There are places where you put your wheelbarrows and you will go and do that particular action to an nth degree in some places. So if I went up here to the 3 spot at the general store, I get to do 3 general store actions. But that doesn't mean somebody can't go to the general store, because another player can go after I go and they can say, I'm going to take 2 general store actions. Okay, now the 3 is taken, now the 2 is taken. Somebody else can go, and the infinity symbol means that it's not locked. If a player goes in a space that doesn't have that infinity symbol, it's only for 1 token. But here they come and they not only gain an acorn, which is going to be a penny, which is your money in the game. You now get to do 1 general store action. And this is where you purchase all of your seeds. You are gaining poop or manure, your fertilizer. You're gaining a wheat. And then you can also fill your water bucket with water or gain any of the basic seeds over here that do cost money. But that's where you go. And guess what? Infinities, you can go multiple players. There's an infinity space here. Every other space is kind of locked though. Once a player goes there, it's filled. But I like the way that works when it comes to value. And you see the same thing here. Oh, if I come to the fields, I can do 3 actions. I can plant, and I can tend, and I can harvest. Now, this does have a cost because it's dynamite, and it costs the amount of money as the round that you're in. So later on in the game, if you're in round 3 or 4, it's going to cost you $3 or $4, depending on which round. So it does increase in value, but it also is really helpful. Okay, here's one of my favorite features. Down here in the farmer's market, there are tiles, and these are just a couple tiles in the game. There are actually more that I have back in the box, and they have fronts and they have backs, and they're all different. So when you go to the farmer's market, in 1 round, you have these opportunities, but at the end of the round, you're going to clear the top one, and now you've got 3 new opportunities in every game you play. The order of these and the variety of these will change. I think that's fantastic. And there's another one down here. You've got these guys and they have essentially these choices. And again, all the different ones on the back. So then when you go into the next round, you'll take and they will be gone from that as well. So that's one of my favorite features of the farmer's market. Another thing I really like is down here. These are going to be the tiles that are available, and every round they're going to move down, and when they move down to the next row, they become cheaper. And guess what? When they move down, they come off the board. So there is an influx of tiles. The new ones that you flip over from your board always come up here to the top row. So they stay around the longest, but they also cost the most because they're like primo new property that just showed up. And then of course they'll move down as well. Here's another thing that I really like. Every player is going to get a special character card. So this one's Penny the Pig, and they will have a bonus ability. This one says Curious Cultivator. You're seeing the alliterative thread throughout the game. All of your seeds cost 1 fewer fertilizer to plant. So wheat in this case are always free, but for Penny, strawberries are free, blueberries are 1, and pumpkins are 2. So really, really cool bonus opportunity that you get throughout the entire game. There are all of these little boogers. Here's Leland the Frog, Water Wrangler. Floyd the Beaver is an Ace Architect. Mischievous Merchant is River the Fox. You've got Rose the Woodpecker, Humble Handybird. Remy the Deer, Gregarious Gatherer. Savvy Supervisors, Mick the Badger. Willow the Wolf is the Harvest Howler. Jamie the Bunny is a Hasty Herald. Ruthie the Raccoon is a Thoughtful Thrifter. Gary the Mayor's Goober in Chief. And Barry the Bison is a Resourceful Ranger. So many character cards to pick from. And you get to pick, right? You get 2 dealt to you, and then you'll pick out of the 2. And you get paired with one of these. These are down here on your player board. They come in and they essentially just, move in and out. So they come in and they come out. They give you a bonus during the sunrise phase, which I do want to talk about right now. So players are going to go in a different order every single round. And the way it works is that players are going to start with one of these tokens, and it's going to have a number. The lowest number gets to choose what they want from the supply first. So let's say I get to go first. I am Penny the Pig. I have 3. No one has lower than 3, which would be 2 because there's a 1 out here already. And this is the stack of the sunrise tiles. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to take one of these 3 and then put this one in. So let's say I take the 8. Now it's my sunrise phase. You see this symbol right here that's kind of like a bright sun. And you're going to do all of your sunrise effects, which mean I get to do this, I get to do this, and if I have any sunrise effects anywhere else, I will get to activate those. So I get to do a plant, tend, or harvest action, which is in the fields. I also gain $3. And then here I can fill my water bucket for $1, or I can get 2 poops, and I'm going to get 2 poops. I'm just going to raise that little marker, and then I get to do this action. And that's all my sunrise action. Now the next player in order who has the next highest number will get to do this. They will trade it out. Maybe they want to go early on in the round, because right now I'm going to go 8th in the round, placing my wheelbarrows out. So there is a nice give and take, or push and pull, with getting a lot of stuff with the higher numbers but going later in the round. That's so cool. I really, really like that. I can't get enough of that. And I think the last thing is that you've got to plant, you've got to tend, you've got to harvest. And the way that works is planting costs poop. And it costs based on the ones you have in your player area that you've gathered at the general store or at the farmer's market, and you're going to plant them down onto your board. Now, when you tend, you pay water, and water is over here, and your water can never go higher than your water bucket. So you want to raise your water bucket level and then fill your bucket. And it's really hard. There's your water bucket, raising it up. This is filling it. And so right now I've got 1 water. It's not going to let me tend too much. And I also don't have much space to grow, because when you tend, you take one that matches what you're essentially tending, and then it goes adjacent to that one, and it becomes bigger. You're essentially growing everything that already exists in your garden. When you harvest, you clear all your vegetables and all your fruits, I guess, because blueberries and strawberries, but you're going to take all of them off, and you're going to gain 6 points, 4 points, 1 point, or 1 point and a poop based on what you're actually taking off, what you're harvesting. And then you get $1 per unique crop type that you harvested. That's cool. You're going to be doing this multiple times throughout the game, but your forest space and your built buildings will always stay in the space that they are in until you clear it, or always. And this compost bin immediately gives me 3 poops. That's an immediate symbol, and at the end of the game, I get 2 victory points. You're going to keep track of those victory points out here on this track, and it's super, super easy. This is a delightful game with just lovely features and uber replayability. Farmer's Market has it, and then those character cards are really where it's at, with these interchangeable bonuses that you get every single sunrise phase. I can't deal with how cute it is and how easy it is. It's just so fun, and it's that perfect 45 to 60 minute strategy game with the worker placement that's not too bad. It doesn't make you feel too bad when someone goes in front of you, because you can still probably get that thing, just not to the, highest degree that you might have wanted. So delightful, delightful. I will recommend playing this at 3 or 4 players. There is a unique feature when you play with 2, whenever you to make sure that there are these tiles being moved and fluctuated, and some places being blocked by Gary. Where's Gary? There he is, Gary. He's going to be playing in the game with you if you're playing a 2-player game. And I will say that I haven't tried this as solo, but for me, the 2-player game did differ just a little bit from the 3 and 4-player game. And I think with those active 3 to 4 players is really where the strength of Harvest lies. So I would recommend that, but it was still very delightful to play with 2 players. I love the die. You get to roll the dice sometimes, and it just gives you cool stuff. It always just gives you good things. And there's nothing like rolling a die and going, I got a pope, I got a strawberry, I got a wheat, and it's just cute. So delightful artwork, lovely and charming characters and text that just kind of makes you feel like you're in this cutesy world. But really, the initiative, the deployment of your actions and your workers as your wheelbarrows, very, very cool and clever. And I love the individual unique characters. Tons to like here with Harvest. You gotta check it out. It's pretty cute. Okay, everybody, I'll see you later.